Hello, everyone. My name is Ira, and we are going to talk about the issues that I had with the Cort Artisan Space 5 Headless bass. So, I've had this bass for almost a year and a half, and I've been playing it every day, as evident by wear and tear that you got on the finish. So, I've been playing it a lot for the past year and a half. I bought this for myself for my birthday. Bought it with my own money from Laser Music. So first, let's talk about the battery. When we were testing this at the store, we couldn't get any sound out of it when we have it on the active mode. So as you know, it has a passive active switch here. So yeah, we tried replacing battery and it worked. And then after taking it home, I noticed that the battery was draining. So I had to open up the electronics compartment here, and just to see that the battery terminals or the TRS connector here, one of the terminals was actually touching one of the ground of the lug pot. So that was causing the battery drain issue. So just rotating it a bit fixed the issue for me. And yeah, that's it with the battery drain issue. Next issue that we have found is when we were testing this at the store, they were trying to upsell me some overdrive pedals. So we were testing this with the Ashdown double shot, bass overdrive, and some other overdrive pedals. But then we noticed that the bass doesn't respond well to overdrives. We couldn't get any drive sounds out of it. And I said to myself, actually, that don't matter. I'll just figure it out after I take the bass home with me, because I really wanted this bass. So what I noticed is that the stock preamp that it came with doesn't respond well with overdrives. So the only usable sound I could get with it was if I boost the bass and the treble, and then boost the mids just a tiny bit, just to get some overdrive response from the pedals that I was using. So yeah, that's one of the issues that I think should be noted out there, is the stock preamp is not good. So I actually contacted a guy. He runs the Final Shape Facebook page, and he makes custom preamps for bass guitars. And he actually came up with a custom preamp for me, which I can show you right now. Wait, where's my screwdriver? Let me just get my screwdriver. Where is it when I need it? This will do. So we're gonna take off the backplate here and show you guys the custom preamp that I have. So let me just get this open for a little bit. Okay, got it open. So now I have a custom preamp installed inside. Yeah. So this one's by Final Shape. So replacing the preamp actually got me a very good sound. And at first, I was really considering replacing the pickups. So the bass is using Bartolini Mark 1s. And I thought the pickups sounded bad, so I wanted to replace it first. But eventually, I noticed that when we swapped out the preamp, it actually made the pickups sound really good. So now I don't have to replace the pickups, but I have a new preamp for myself. Yeah. So let me just put it back together again. Another issue that I had with this bass is the string locking nut. So I had an issue with the locking nut. Let me just show you if it will show on camera. Let me just zoom it in. So as you can see, there's a gap there. I just added this Geiger string locking nut in the end, but this one started to fail on me when I tried to change the strings. I think mainly because I over tightened it and then it stripped out the screws inside. So that's something to watch out for. Never over tighten your locking nut. So I just had to add this another locking mechanism here to get rid of that issue. Also, Final Shape did this mod to another Cort Artisan Space 5. Then apparently, yeah, aside from that, the bass plays really well. So after a year and a half of playing it, I think it's really going to stay with me for a while. So let's recap the issues that I've encountered. First of all was the battery drain issue. So the battery drain was caused by ground loop connection. So make sure that the battery terminal on the TRS jack is not touching anything else. That caused the battery drain issue for me. Next was the sound of the preamp, the stock preamp. It was pretty bad that it wasn't responding to overdrive pedals. So I think it's a lack of high mid-range there. So I just swapped out the preamp and now it sounds really good. And then of course the locking nut, be careful of over tightening this one, especially when you're putting on new strings. You might have stability issues. So to fix that, I just added another string locking nut at the end. So yeah, it's one of my favorite basses. So thank you for tuning in with me. And if you want to find out more about this bass, do drop some questions in the comments. I'll be happy to answer any questions that you might have for this specific bass guitar. So my name is Ira, and I'll see you in the next one.